The Great Barrier Reef, a natural wonder loved by millions. It's not just a paradise for snorkelers and divers, it's also a playground for anglers. For 50 years, the Great Barrier Reef Marine Park Authority has helped to protect this incredible place. Reef health and sustainable fishing go hand in hand, and thanks to their careful management and sustainable use, we can still enjoy fishing these waters today and ensure they'll be here for generations to come. Before visiting the Great Barrier Reef, it's important to pre-plan your trip to ensure you're familiar with the zoning rules that help protect it. First step in pre-planning is checking the weather. We've got beautiful weather tomorrow. We're up here for 4 days and we've picked the best day to go out. The second one to check, of course, is make sure you've got all your safety gear. I like to take my own life jacket and wear it while I'm out there. Of course, when you come up to the Great Barrier Reef, the most important thing is knowing the zones. Anywhere north of Bundaberg, you've got to know what zone you're in. And there's 2 ways you can do that. You can get a map from any tackle store. It shows you the zoning for each area. And my favourite, the Eye on the Reef app. From here, I can just zoom around the map and check, like tomorrow I'm thinking of going to Moore Reef. And from here, I can just click on that and it'll tell me where I can and can't fish around those reefs and the extra rules beyond fisheries rules for that area. The best thing about it is I can recheck areas while I'm out there because it works without mobile service, so it's really handy to have. Legislation for the Great Barrier Reef Marine Park zoning plan was passed in 2003. For over 20 years, the zoning plan has helped to protect this amazing resource.
There's a network of protection in the Great Barrier Reef. There's 7 different zone types, got different colours, and there's the different rules around what you can do. And that's been set up so that we have this network of protection across the Great Barrier Reef to protect it for future generations. It's like a gradient, you know, you can have no fishing in the green zones or open to fishing in some of the blue zones. Yellow gives it an intermediate step and it actually takes some of the pressure off some of the populations that are there. Preservation zones, pink zones, there's only a few of those, and they've been set up to protect particularly sensitive places. You can't go into those areas at all, and it also helps us understand what happens when there's no disturbance in a particular area through studying it through science. We know that the green zones, which are the ones where you can't go fishing, those are really important at helping to replenish the other areas. So we know that they improve the resilience of the reef, that we actually see more fish, baby fish coming from those and actually helping the recovery of other areas.
Pre-planning done. And I'm excited about what lies ahead because I'm heading offshore from Cairns with skipper Dan Kelly on Reef Runner. Down goes the rig, we're in about 50 metres of water. Obviously Dan, our skipper, knows where he can and can't fish, so we're in an area where we can fish. He's got a little patch of rubble, a couple of little patches, and he's anchored in the sand, which is fantastic, not damaging the reef. And we're fishing deep because fishing deep helps take the pressure off the shallow areas. So whatever you can do to help the reef is obviously a big help to us fishers. So just let them take it like that. Okay, let them hook themselves, and there you go. That's the Great Barrier Reef for you. And with more and more people fishing it and better technology, we just got to do our bit as well. And we can have this fun well into the future. We've got heavy gear here because I want to get it in quick. I want to get it away from the reef, any sharks that are down there. And it's no mucking about. Hook in. Oh, a beautiful spangled emperor. Now, you know what? The first fish I caught here on the reef over 50 years ago with my brothers and family when my dad brought us here was one of these babies. They fight well. Beautiful fish. Very common on the reef. And they're great table fish too. So this one's going to be kept. And hopefully get a chance to show you how we can use the whole fish when we eat it. That way you're maximising the resource. But look at that beautiful fish there. Circle hook in the corner of mouth. I did want to release the fish because it's undersized, oversized, protected, etc. Circle hook's the way to go. Beautiful stuff. The best approach to fishing the reef responsibly and effectively is to keep things simple. It's really cool to think about the rig and how you can use it to fish sustainably. Up here on the reef, 1 hook's enough. In fact, you think 2 might increase your chances and double it. If you get a big fish on or 2 big fish on, they're pulling against each other, they can break the line easier, you can get snagged on the other hook. And in some places, you're not allowed to use 2 hooks. So 1 hook, definitely the go. I've been taught that since I was a little kid with this style of fishing at least. Lund squid on the end there, that's going to waft around nicely on the bottom when we hit the bottom. Heavy gear and a circle hook. Great way to fish on the reef. Great way to fish sustainably. Your automatic reaction here, just about anyone when you get a nibble, is to strike at it. You don't do that with a circle hook. You let the little guys peck at it, wait for a bigger fish like that. That's a better bite. Let him eat it in, and he's on, just like that, right? Okay. So straight away we're onto it. A nice fish. It's not the sort of turf to muck around with light gear. There's lots of different species of emperor here on the reefs. We're going to move to switch up our catch a bit. There's clearly a lot of these guys down there. We can come back to this spot another day, or Dan can, and he probably does. You can see there that he's blown his stomach. That's bale trauma. You brought the fish up quickly from the depth. The pressure's reduced, so their internal organs expand, and they're not going to survive catch and release real well. So diversifying your catch and moving is important, you know. There's obviously lots of these guys down there, and whether you're chasing these or other classic reef species, your coral trout, your red emperor, your nanagai, etc., when you've caught a few out of this school, move on, change your catch. There's other fish out there that are great table fish too. Takes the pressure off these guys and means that there'll be plenty more of these when we come back to this spot or your favourite spots. It's a fertile and bountiful natural wonderland, but the Great Barrier Reef is also under pressure, particularly from coral bleaching.
So corals are animals, they're like a jellyfish, but upside down in a cup of calcium carbonate. And the problem is that they actually have then little algae inside the tissue of the coral. And actually that provides most of their energy and most of their colour. They like it to be warm, but not too warm. When it gets too warm, that relationship between the little algae and the coral animals break down. And then you can see the white skeleton through the translucent coral beneath. And so the corals are not dead when they're bleached. They are significantly stressed. If temperatures come down, they can actually reabsorb the algae and actually go back to doing what they were doing beforehand. If it goes for too long, then we can actually see losses of coral. They can actually die. So actually the point is that they have resilience. They have the ability to be able to bounce back. That's underpinned by things like our management, so making sure that the zoning rules, which is protecting the whole network of that system, making sure there's things like sustainable fishing, because that can give it the best chance to absorb the kind of impacts that we've seen in recent years.
The science is clear. Zoning works, and using the zoning tools available to us is simple. What you got up your sleeve this time, mate?
Rob, I think we might head over towards Tedford Reef, fish a little bit shallower, see if we can find some coral trout up there.
Yeah, cool.
It is a yellow zone, as you can see with the yellow outline I've got overlaid on my GPS chart plotter. So there's a few different rules and regulations in accordance with that.
Yeah, this is really cool because you can overlay the zones onto your chart plotter, and if you want to look at some tutorials on how to do that, just jump on the Reef Authority website and they'll take you through how to do it. And of course, I love the Eye on the Reef app. I can check where we are, and I can see we're coming up on Tedford there, and you can click on the rules and find out that it's what, one hook, one line per person?
Yep, that's correct.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, it's easy to check, so easy. The fishing throughout the Great Barrier Reef is incredibly good. Chances are you'll end up catching some of the most delicious table fish available. A beautiful coral trout. I've debarbed my hook there, so I can't give him any slack at all, but look at that. Okay, he's well above the legal size. You want to know all that before you come out, but that's the prime eating fish here. It's good to be happy with a middle-sized fish. Small ones got to go back and grow them fast, but the really big ones, they're the breeders, and you want to be putting them back. Coral trout are green zone success stories, and the data proves it.
So there was actually a study last year that was published from studying the last 20 years of data, and what it's shown is that actually those green zone areas, that's only about a third of the marine park, provide more than 50% of the baby coral trout going into the other areas. So it's paying dividends for everyone 24/7, 365 days a year. It takes about 10 to 15 years to get the full benefit, the resilience benefit of green zones, whereas actually you can lose that benefit in as short as 3 months if it's then open to fishing. And that's the reason why we don't rotate the zones. They're there as a sort of long-term investment in the whole system.
All the zones complement each other, and the outcome for anglers is good news.
He's almost here now. Here we go.
That's your classic coral trout, isn't it? Quite hard at the bottom. Oh, look at that. Oh, And yeah, they really give you some grief. They try and get you around the coral. But you know, there's an example of a zone that's working well. We're in a yellow zone here, and in a yellow zone, it's one hook, one line per person.
Yep.
And the fishing's great in the yellow zones too, so you get a few trout here, Dan.
Yeah, it's good countryside for them, but we've pulled a few of these guys from this spot here, so we'd probably think about making a move here just to ease the pressure on this little zone.
The Great Barrier Reef is the world's largest coral reef system. Due to its immense size and the biodiversity it supports, it requires proper management. Part of that management involves compliance officers who routinely check in with anglers out on the water.
Hey, good to see you.
It's a small world up here, right?
Isn't it?
So what are you guys up to out there today?
Yeah, so I'm out here with our partners from Queensland Parks and Wildlife Service. So we're just about to head out, actually, Rob. We're doing a compliance trip.
Yep.
Often you'll see marine park boats pull up to recreational fishers just to make sure that they're aware of the zoning rules.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that everyone's having a great time on the water. So our role is to make sure that they do the right thing.
Yep.
And we prevent the offences from happening in the first place.
Are most people out there doing the right thing?
Yeah, absolutely. So there are a number of rules that people need to follow while in the marine park, and you're right, most people do the right thing. Unfortunately, there are some that still ignore the rules.
Yeah.
For example, illegal fishing in green zones, so that's fishing in zones that you're not allowed to.
Oh, terrible.
Yeah, the zoning rule is in place to really protect these areas and make sure that we maintain that unique ecosystem. So illegal fishing in green zones really undermines that whole entire ecosystem.
Yeah.
And it takes a long time for that to come back. At the end of the day, Rob, we need people to make sure that they do follow the rules, to make sure that this area is protected for future generations.
Yeah, absolutely. How do you keep an eye on the reef at the end of the day, Kate?
So, Rob, we're out on the reef any day, any time, in the air as well as on the water. The compliance program uses high-tech technology to keep an eye on the reefs, as well as our helicopter surveillance. We're using long-range drones as well. We've got infrared technology and we've got remote monitoring as well. So we're making sure that we've got an eye on the reef 24/7.
Right, so you can find someone if they are flouting the rules pretty much, right?
Absolutely, yeah. If you're caught fishing in a green zone, unintentional or not, you're hit with a fine that's well over $3,000. So it's going to be a very expensive fishing trip. And we're also seeing a lot of visitors come and visit the reef, and many don't know about the zoning rules, so they need to make sure that they download the apps or know their chart plotter before heading out. And of course, all of those rules are on the Eye on the Reef app. There's also the Queensland Fishing 2.0 app. They also have zoning information, but what's really good, they've got features such as Fish ID, they've got the fishing closures, and they've got the size and bag limits.
So if you've got this app and the Eye on the Reef app, you're set. The beauty of these apps is that they work without mobile coverage, but make sure you download them to your phone before you head out on the water. Download them for free at the Apple Store or Google Play. Now, one way to fish sustainably on the reef is to target different fish to the red reef fish, which are the usual favourites with anglers. Hey, Dan's on. Good to see the skipper having a go.
Oh, the fish, he's swimming around a lot. Might be in trevally.
Yeah, the way he's doing those left
It
feet.
certainly is.
Look at that.
Thanks, Rob.
How would you cook it?
I like to do them as some fresh sashimi. I find they're actually really nice and soft. I also know the Torres Strait Islanders like to use them as a ceviche or a nummus.
Yeah. Again, it takes the pressure off the famous fish that can get a little bit more pressure, especially as you get closer to Cairns. So, you know, it's about diversifying the catch and spreading the effort across more species.
Yep, and it's good fun as a sports fish too. They go hard and they do cause a lot of trouble too.
Beautiful tweed pilly there, caught on the east coast of Australia. So local baits to go from your tackle shop, okay? You don't want to be getting raw, uncooked stuff from the supermarket because, for example, prawns can carry disease and affect our beautiful estuaries and wipe out entire populations of prawns. There's very few things down there that won't eat a pilly. It's all about working out how to get it on there, okay, so it doesn't come off easy. So think about putting the hook through the head, through the hard bit of the tail. You know, there's various ways to do it. Today I've gone through the eye and I've gone through the gill plate and back out through there, so that'll hold on really well. The fish will really smash at that tail and get that burley trail going down there, but think about a weight that's going to keep it on the hook. If you look there, we get to see Captain Dan enjoy himself. He's normally out here helping people enjoy the reef.
Might just get in front of you there, mate.
Is that all right?
Got a bit of colour.
Oh, silver. What do we got?
Looks like big trevally.
Yeah. All right.
Nice one.
So a beautiful trevally, you know. It's so good to take the pressure off the red reef fish and come and catch one of these. A lot of fun. There's a lot of meat on that. Species of trevally, Dan?
Looks like a bludger trevally to me, mate. He's a pretty good size for him.
Yeah, happy days, just floating around here, not burning any fuel. Fish come to us.
Yeah, great fish. That really gave me a hard workout there.
Yeah, I think we'll let this guy go. We've got to feed, but my point is that, you know, you can switch your fish, diversify your catch one of these. And look, Dan, you've got kids growing up in this area now. It's important to understand all this and look after the place, right?
Yeah, totally. I want my children to be able to come out here and eventually my grandchildren to come out here and enjoy this Great Barrier Reef like I've been able to.
Cairns is the perfect base for exploring the Great Barrier Reef. It's a lively, modern city with great places to stay, from camping to holiday parks, and our favourite, the Shangri-La on the water, with spacious rooms and suites overlooking the Marlin Marina, Trinity Inlet and the Coral Sea. The waterfront restaurant is exceptional. And anglers take note, this is one of the only places in Cairns you can get your catch cooked for you by quality chefs who will take your fish to new dimensions. Look at it, it's just spectacular. We've got a coral trout that we caught here, steamed with Asian herbs and spices. We've got the Spangled Emperor in a green curry, and last but not least, the crispy fried smallmouth nanagai with sweet and sour condiments and pickles and all the stuff that goes with that. If you can smell this, if you get a chance to come to the Shangri-La, just line up a trout. Some of you may not know this, but zoning in the Great Barrier Reef Marine Park isn't just on the reef. It also extends to coastal areas, rivers and creeks. We're on Trinity Inlet. It's important to remember though, even on inlets and bays like this, that if you're fishing anywhere north of Bundaberg, the Great Barrier Reef Marine Park zoning probably applies, so you've got to check the map. In fact here, I checked before I come out, and I could see even before I left the dock that right here, I'm in an estuarine conservation zone, so you can click on the rules and see what extra rules apply alongside the standard fisheries rules like bag limit and size limit. So anywhere north of Bundaberg, jump on the Eye on the Reef app, have a check, and you'll be doing the right thing. Back on the ocean. And when you're motoring around, particularly when you're trolling, be aware of the zones you're traversing through. You might be travelling through a no-take zone. Dan, here we're going through a green zone where there's no fishing.
Yeah, no fishing allowed in the green zone, obviously, and then we've got to make sure all our fishing equipment is stowed away and secured safely.
And what that means is you can't leave a rod laying there like that. It has to be up in the holder or in the gunnel or stored up in the cabin. The hook has to be on the eyelet. The bait has to be cleared off the bait board and stowed away, because marine park guys can see you from a long way away, and that stops people trying to have a little sneaking fish in the green zone as they're going through. And you know, we don't want people fishing in the green zone because the big breeders are there. Okay, they take a long time to get that big. We want to keep them that way. So stowed and secure, mate?
Yep, that looks pretty good to me, so we can keep going.
All right. What a great fishing adventure this has been so far. We've kept a few good fish and we've released a few too. As you probably know, for some of us, the release can be more satisfying than the catch. This is really interesting. So I've got a big cod on here.
Hey, nice cod, mate. Let's get him in the net.
I reckon it might be a potato cod. You reckon? So support his belly. If you can't do it, use the net to put him back. But look, if in doubt, put the fish back out. You're going to catch so many different species here on the reef. You just got to look after them the best you can and keep the ones that you know you can keep. Just look after the fish. What I'm doing here is using the net to get him into the water, just in case he doesn't want to go down. If his swim bladder's too high, he's gone down. Good, good. Go, go, son. If he looked like he was going to float, then we have to vent him. and use a release weight to get him down that sort of first 3 or 4 or 5 metres, so he can overcome that expanded air bladder. As he goes down, it contracts, and then he gets a good run down. But yeah, old rule, if in doubt, get it back out. I love releasing big fish like that. It's so important to limit your catch and not catch your limit, especially when the fishing is this prolific. The good news is that zoning and the management of the Great Barrier Reef Marine Park is working, and it's proof that good science and good fishing can go hand in hand.